Hey, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll be starting with our session shortly. We'll just wait for a couple more minutes for people to come in and then we'll get started with today's session.
हे दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अपना कम्युनिटी। ये वो जगह है जहां आप अपने असली पोटेंशियल को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। देखो, सबके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, पर क्या आपके अंदर वो स्पार्क है जो आपको कामयाबी की ऊंचाइयों तक ले जा सकता है? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए लेकिन रेज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए। यहां हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहां आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ जो आपको हर कदम पर 1-to-1 गाइड करेंगे। यहां आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहां आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपकी करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें। हे दोस्तों,
Hi.
Hey, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll quickly introduce the session if you're coming in here for the very first time. So let me quickly let you know what we do here. So this is a part of Apna's community exclusive. These are a series of webinars that we do on a daily basis, primarily to help in all our users and all our community members to progress in their career. So we through these sessions, we're covering a wide range of topics, starting from interview preparation, how you can create a good resume, different technical skills, and we also talk about how you can improve your spoken English. Today's session that we do is a continuation of the series that we were doing on spoken English, and for that we have Trishna here with us. She's a spoken English coach and has been with Apna for the last couple of months and has been immensely helpful in helping all our community members improve their spoken English skills. So yeah, I think today's session will be something that Trishna would be able to introduce better. And yeah, why don't you get started, Trishna?
Yeah, so before I actually jump into this session, I wanted to share something. I'm on mute.
No, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, right. So this I'm part of something called City Coaching. That's what runs here. This was started by my mom, and somewhere when I was speaking to her about taking this up, she said that she wanted people to basically get the skill set so that they could, navigate their lives in a very empowered way, like basically having a choice in what they wanted to do, right? So it's basically you're not falling into what you have to do because that's the only option available given your skill set, but you have a skill set where you get the choice to do what you really want. Dipanjan, is my voice clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. If anyone is facing issues with the audio, you can try reconnecting again, and there will be an option where
No issues. Like we are hearing properly.
yeah. If there's an option called connect with mobile audio, connect with device audio, so make sure you select that before joining in. So if you're facing issues, try reconnecting. You can also use a headphone. I think that will help you better understand the voice. Yeah.
So this is something that I took up, during the pandemic and almost when the pandemic was getting over. And mom has been unwell almost for the last 6 months, been in and out of hospital. In fact, I met Dipanjan called me when I was sitting in the hospital corridors, and I was like, I will call you back and everything. And midst of all of that, met Apna and things like that. The reason why I'm bringing this up is she passed away this Tuesday, and that makes this session and sessions going forward that much more important for what it means to each one of you and everyone who comes across these activities that we do from Siddhi Coaching. because that's it's a legacy, something, it's a legacy of person leaves behind, no matter how small. And, this session is so precious today, and the coming ones are going to be so even more so now moving forward. For some reason, since yesterday, this is something that I can deeply connect to from within me. And, uh, you know, so here we are. The session today is dedicated to the founder of Jyoti Coaching, who happens to be my mother. Her name is Vasundhara Pandey, and we will take it from there. All right. So who knows what's the topic today and what today's session is all about?
You can interact with us using the chat. You can also unmute yourself. These sessions are usually interactive in nature. So since it's for spoken English, we'll encourage that you participate and communicate with us.
Anyone else? How many people we have in here today?
We have around 60 people, yeah.
I would
Hello, sir.
actually, what Dipanjan said, I would encourage you to chat. And I would also encourage you to speak. If you want to speak, please raise your virtual hand. Dipanjan will be moderating, so he'll call out your name. It's a brilliant opportunity for you to break your inhibitions, Like it just takes that one time to talk, and then you feel like, hey, I can do it, and I don't have to be scared. Yes, so basically, if you want to talk, please raise your hand. Like, don't interrupt while other people are talking, because it's a way of, giving them space. It is very difficult to come on a public forum and basically speak up, and especially when you're confident about your English and it's broken and things like that. Like a person is taking a tremendous leap, they're taking a leap of faith. And, as a community, it would be great if we can support each other to make that happen, right? All right, so somebody was saying something, or Dipanjan, anybody wants to speak?
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead. Who is this? Ganesh, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, how to... Hi, sir. My name is Ganesh. I am from Karnataka. This job हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ क्या?
आप बोलिए क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
Try English.
Yeah.
Broken English is really good. We love broken English. But if not, if you're finding it difficult to communicate, then yes, you can switch to English. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
ma'am.
bad English, as long as you're able to communicate, maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
ये अभी जॉब करना हो ना, अभी क्या करने का मैम वो अंदर?
गणेश, ये जॉब के रिलेटेड नहीं है, ये आपका स्पोकन इंग्लिश इम्प्रूव करने के लिए हम ये सेशन करते हैं.
ओके.
हाँ. Okay. Yeah, I think we can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have some answers, improving spoken English skills. Okay. Anyone else? What do you think? What brought you to this session actually?
Hi, can I talk?
Yes, please. May I know who this is?
This is Sonu. Yeah, Sonu, you go ahead.
Yeah. 1 second, 1 second. Yeah, class कर रहे हैं some.
Yes, Neha, you can go ahead.
Sir, to improve our English, by the way, we will be seeing in ours a very professional life soon.
Okay. What do you do?
Completed my MBA HR, ma'am.
Okay, okay. And where are you in your English?
Chennai, ma'am.
No, that wasn't my question. I'm asking where are you in your English? Like what brought you to this session?
Ma'am, I received email from Apna, ma'am, regarding spoken English class. I was searching so many days, ma'am.
No, I understand. What I'm asking is where are you finding your English? Where are you finding it challenging to speak English?
Ma'am, your voice is not audible, ma'am.
Dipanjan, can you translate?
Yeah. So Sneha, we're basically trying to understand what kind of difficulties are you facing in your spoken English? Like, what was your motivation behind joining the session? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what are the challenges you're facing?
Sir, before joining this session, I have to speak. I have known to speak how to speak in English. While going and attending in some interviews, we'll be losing our self confidence.
Okay.
So we'll be forgetting all our English in attending those interviews. So now I come to improve my English skills.
Okay. Okay.
What have you studied?
Ma'am,
What have you studied
MBA, ma'am, Masters of Business Administration.
before that?
BCom, ma'am.
Oh, okay, so you did your schooling in which language?
Yes, ma'am.
So which language did you do your schooling in?
English only, ma'am.
English. So are you able to understand like all your subjects were in English? Where are you from?
Chennai, ma'am.
Chennai. So did you get a chance to speak in English or were you speaking in Tamil and that's why you don't feel comfortable?
Yeah, ma'am. Most often we'll be speaking in our mother tongue, Tamil only, ma'am. We have
Okay.
less opportunity to speak in English. We'll be speaking English only in our attending our interviews.
I see. So you're able to basically follow everything, understand everything. It's just when it comes to speaking, you get stuck.
Yes, ma'am.
I see. Okay. Interesting. So what do you hope to gain from this session?
Sneha, is there any particular goal or objective that you want to fulfill through this session? Anything that you want to, achieve through this session?
Sir, your voice is disconnecting, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now, Sneha?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking like from this session, do you have any expectations, any goals that you have in mind? But this is what I'm looking to gain from this session.
Yes, sir. But while attending this session, I need more confidence when I'm speaking with English.
Okay.
So I need to improve my communication skills.
Okay.
I see. So basically, like the thing is when we are talking, please feel free to respond in chat. Like we have 16 more people, so we try to talk to as many people as possible. I mean, we try to encourage you to talk as well, but we are not able to. I wish we had enough time that we could chit chat with everybody and give you the opportunity to really speak and gain some confidence with your spoken English. But 1.5 hours is just not enough. So developing communication skills is also about being able to think in English and being able to frame sentences in English. So those of you who are not talking and we are on a certain topic, please do comment on that, share your thoughts on chat and whatnot. And if there's anything, we will pick it up and we will talk about it. Right? Okay, so basically, what has happened is over a period of time, like earlier, spoken English was more academically oriented, but as we have grown and things have become more globalized, functional English has become more important, like English not for English sake, but also to be used for communication. So there's this whole stream of spoken English that people are talking about, which is communicative English, and that is something that we want to bring out, so what are the various skills that you need to be able to effectively communicating using English, right? Yeah, so anybody would like to explain any of these are the skills, so you can see it on your screens. Anybody would want to take a stab at explaining this?
Yeah, you can raise your hand if you want to give it a try.
You can type in chat as well.
Yeah.
Hi, can I talk?
Yeah, please go ahead.
May I know who this is?
So
Please
this is Sonam.
introduce yourself. When you come
Sonam.
online and then when you start speaking, please tell your name and a quick line about yourself, and then you can share.
Hi, my name is Sukumar Khepra. I'm from Madhubani, Bihar. Currently,
Okay.
I'm living in Mumbai, Goregaon,
Okay.
and I have worked as a sales marketer,
Okay.
business development. But
Okay.
currently, I want to go in BPO sectors.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my communication is very weak in English, that's why I got rejected so time.
Is communication a problem, or you don't sound sophisticated enough?
No, this is communication
Less
skills.
confidence.
Please let's not interrupt. Who's this? Who was that, please?
So if at any point if you want to speak, just raise your hand. We will come to you
Yeah, and if you
immediately
have
next. Yeah.
anything to add while another person is speaking, please type in chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not interrupt each other. Yeah, sorry, please go ahead. Who was
Yeah.
speaking to Panjan?
Sonu.
Sonu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sonu,
Please.
yeah, Sonu, yeah, please go ahead.
Last time I have visited BPO sector
Mhm.
for a job, and I got rejected because of my communication skills. I'm not good enough in English. I know English how to talk, but uh, during interview I got rejected.
Okay. Okay, so
I'm not talking in
yeah, go ahead.
that's it, please. I'm not talking like confident, and communication skills is my totally bad in English.
So the thing is, communication skills are very different. We've done a session on this about what is the difference between communication skills and English skills. Okay, so basically, we need a level of mastery in English to be able to communicate effectively. Okay, we can be effective communicators with broken English also. Like if we want to know what, if we know what we want to say, we can say that very effectively. So it's very important to distinguish between English skills and communication skills. And then when we bring both of them together, right? So, for example, if you're a salesperson and you're able to speak to your customers effectively in Hindi, but when you go to English, you're still able to speak to them effectively, but your pronunciation is not okay. That means that it's not your communication skills in English that's a problem. It's your presentation in English, like how savvy or sophisticated you sound. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So, if I were you, I wouldn't want you to kind of feel, you know, question yourself about your communication ability, right? I'm assuming your communication skills are not too bad because you are communicating effectively, right, Dipanjan?
Yeah. I think that's not an issue. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
at least the other person can understand whatever you're saying.
Yeah, so communication skills is basically being able to talk in a way that the other person can comprehend what you meant to say. Like, suppose if you're trying to say, I have a cup on the table, and that's what the other person understood from whatever you spoke. Your communication skills are quite good. Okay. Now, how you say it, you might actually mess up the grammar a little bit. Your pronunciation might not be polished, but you're still, communicating effectively, right? So maybe your pronunciation, maybe your grammar, maybe you hesitate for a bit. All those kind of things are basically language skills. Okay. Yeah. Right. So let's see. Somebody typed an answer. No, Dipanjan, can we have that person speak about whatever is typed in?
Yeah. I think someone has referred Duolingo as an app to practice English.
Yeah, that's a good app. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kunal has spoken about comprehension, I think.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Yashwant also wants to speak. So should we give an opportunity?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Yashwant, you can go ahead. Yashwant, you can
Hello.
unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hello,
Hi,
Hello.
Yashwant.
ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So, ma'am, I'm Deepankar. I'm a IT professional. So, actually, I have a problem with conversational English. So, ma'am, actually, I oh, I'm working in IT company. So, when I was a face client in the meeting, so sometimes I stuck. I cannot explain properly specific thing. So, how can I speak naturally? How can I learn naturally that language?
Okay, that's a good question. Kunal, can you actually also, what I would like you to do, Yashwant, is listen to Kunal, and I want you to pick out what skills you think you need to develop more in your English. You think you can do that?
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, what I want you to do is there are some skills listed on the screen, right? You said
Yes,
vocabulary,
ma'am.
fluency, grammar.
Yes, ma'am.
The spelling of grammar is atrocious.
No, ma'am. Actually, I'm talking about how can I learn naturally, like that.
We will come to that.
Because my mother tongue is Bengali. So multiple people are not क्या बोलते हैं उसको multiple people are not study and not go to school and so they are speak Bengali. So they are not follow the grammar and bakaran. Yeah, Bengali term is bakaran. So they are not follow the grammar. So they are speak Bengali, Bengali language. So I want to learn that way to achieve the English.
Yeah, so that's what we do. So that's why I made this class into something called communicative English. And these days, English learning is actually, and we encourage the whole community starting to encourage people to learn more naturally and also more through immersion, basically get more exposure to a language and just try to pick it up naturally. But what happens is when we have a first language, somewhere our brains are hardwired to for pronunciation and grammar, especially to actually borrow from our first language. It's just like a shortcut method that our brain uses. Okay. So this is for the entire community. So what happens with that is while you're trying to improve your English just by exposure to English, it also helps to understand what specific compartmentalized skills go into your brain actually capturing and acquiring a new language. Okay. So what happens is when you face an issue in that particular area, when you work on that area separately and then you do this immersion thing at the same time, automatically you will see a massive improvement in the way you're coming across to people. Right? Did you understand what I said, Yashwant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So Kunal, I'm going to have Kunal explain to the community. He's typed out the what all these skills mean. And Yashwant, what you could do is look at which aspects that you need to improve, where you're
Yes.
finding it challenging. Like you need to identify where you're good at in your English, like what's working for you, what's your strength, and also which areas are challenging. So basically, to improve your English, one level you need to do immersion, which means just expose yourself to English and then talk in English as much as you can. But the other side, you would need to, give yourself focused inputs in the areas where you're finding challenging, right? Okay, Kunal, can you go ahead and explain to the community what these 6 skills are? Is he there, Dipanjan?
Kunal, if you're on the call, can you unmute yourself? No, you can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Yes, I am here, but I'm kind of shy. Uh,
That's okay. Take a leap in the ocean.
mhm. Okay. So vocabulary is more like words that we use in our day-to-day sentences, and fluency is something how smoothly you're speaking and talking to someone.
So let me elaborate on that. So when we're talking about vocabulary, for example, these are words associated with our reality, right? Our reality can be like a cup, a desk, a fan, like a house, like a tangible reality. It can also be associated with our experiences which cannot be seen, right? Kunal, can you give us a word which is associated with our experiences but cannot be, experienced with our senses?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, like what kind of word?
Words that are
Mhm.
about intangible things that we cannot experience with our, five senses.
Mm,
Okay, can you
senses.
give me two words that we can experience with our senses?
Uh, yeah, like food, like taste
Food. Okay, food. Yeah.
and touch.
Yeah. Okay. So what? So we learn about our reality through these senses, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there are words to our reality that we are able to sense. We are able to see. We are able to taste. We are able to hear. We can feel on our body and things like that, right? So can you give me two words like that exist in our reality? It could be anything you see, hear, smell, taste. It's your playground. Did you understand my question?
No, I don't think so. So, like, what kind of words? Like, are you asking?
Any word that is
Mm-hmm.
tangible, that represents something tangible.
And like, what's the meaning of tangible?
Like a solid material, something that you can
Oh,
see, touch, something like that.
oh, okay. Like a bottle.
Bottle, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, one more word.
Uh, Keyboard.
Yeah, so bottle is something that we can see with our eyes. We know what it
Mm-hmm.
looks like.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
most bottles look very similar, right? And we call them bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, keyboard is the same. Keyboard, are you talking about a computer keyboard or are you talking
Keyboard.
about a
Yeah. A
piano?
computer keyboard.
Computer keyboard, right? Okay, so that's tangible. Anything intangible, so opposite of tangible is intangible. So can you give
Uh,
me
Air.
names? Air is something tangible. We can feel in our skin, no pressure.
Okay. Something that we cannot see, hear, or taste, right? Like
Yeah,
something like that.
we do not experience, they are real,
Hmm.
but we do not experience them with our senses as we experience a tangible world.
Ma'am, could I, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, Kunal has taken over. He gave you permission, so you can go ahead.
Goodwill,
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
trademark,
Sorry?
trademark, ma'am.
No, trademark is not an intangible one.
Patents,
What's the first one? Woodmark.
goodwill.
Goodwill is an
Goodwill. Oh.
intangible one,
Oh.
yes.
Okay. 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 Something else. I was thinking of vacuum or
Trademark is
something.
a concept, that's right.
Patents and rights, ma'am.
Yeah. Anything else that we experience, but they're not tangible?
Ma'am, one more time, ma'am.
Can you tell me an action word? Action word, Kunal? Sneha, you know action word?
No, ma'am. Any hint, ma'am?
What is an action word? What's a verb?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in the community, what is a verb?
Oh, verb.
Grammar lesson. Okay, words,
Ma'am,
vocab. Yeah, go
a
ahead.
word that is used to describe any action or a state, ma'am.
Correct. So what is
Yeah.
a state? Can you tell me a state?
Running, maybe.
Action which is not something you cannot see.
Something you cannot see.
An action word that you cannot see.
Mm.
Thinking, deciding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an action. Taking a
Mm-hmm.
decision is an action, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But you cannot see it. It's a
Mm-hmm.
process in your head. All right, so all these are vocabulary. So vocabulary are basically words that represent various aspects of our reality. So these vocabulary is very important because the way the words sound, they identify things in our reality and we have a common understanding of what that means, right?
Hmm.
And so this is for the entire community. Have you ever had a conversation with a friend and you have a different understanding of the same word and then you have an argument over it? Has it ever happened to anyone?
I think yes,
Yeah, this
but I
is,
don't know the word.
all right, okay, moving on. So vocabulary basically, like vocabulary is fundamental to learning English. Basically, you need to start labeling things around our reality, right? In English. So basically, this is like a cup, these are fingers, this is a hand, you know, how kids learn. So if we don't have vocabulary, then we're not able to represent our reality effectively. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anything to add, Sneha?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you have something to say or
No, ma'am, I have told, ma'am.
you have told? Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution.
Welcome.
Yeah, go ahead, Kunal. What's next? So we'll take a fluency in the end. Maybe you cover the rest of them.
Kunal, I think is on a call. He asked us to wait for some time. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Anybody else wants to try?
Ma'am.
Yes,
Who's this?
I am Nisha Sharma.
Nisha. Hi, Nisha.
Hello, ma'am. I
Tell me.
want to talk in English, but not fluent.
Yeah, don't worry
Experience.
about fluency. Start with your broken English first. Fluency will come. Broken English comes before fluent English. So yeah, you're on the way to fluency. Go ahead. Can you explain a concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain one of the things on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I have to see on the screen. You show skills under this: vocabulary, fluency, grammar, pronunciations, listening, comprehension.
Yeah. Can you explain any one of these to the community?
Communication.
No, you have
When-
to like explain any of the skills that are mentioned here. Can you like pick any one of them?
Okay, okay. Grammar.
Okay, what is
I
grammar?
talk about grammar. Grammar
Mhm.
is a grammar is a thing what I have to teach
Mhm.
that right
Mhm.
way to talk in English and communicate.
Mhm.
And I have to study about it from childhood to speaking in English. Um, I have to need this word grammar. I have to need to understand the grammar. What is the grammar?
Thank you so much for trying. It takes a lot of courage to come online and just put yourself out there. Very, very proud of you. Okay. So basically, we talked about what are words and what is vocabulary. Now, this has to be put together in a rule with rules that we agreed upon. Okay. So what happens is like just imagine there's a city like I live in Bangalore, and you don't have any and we have a lot of traffic, right? So imagine there are no traffic rules. What will happen?
Yes, ma'am.
If there are no traffic rules, what will happen in a city?
If there are no traffic rules, may occurs accidents, and no anyone understand that the what way I can go.
Yeah, so similarly, the way our traffic has rules, English also has rules in the way that we will put one word after the other. Okay. And
Okay.
basically constructing that sentence. So, and everybody agrees on that these are the rules, right? And you guys are learning those rules to,
Yes.
put things together in a certain Like we'll say this word will come first, these kind of words will come next. This is a connection between the words so that every sentence that is made of many words has meaning, right?
Yes.
Now, if I spoke with different sets of rules and you spoke with different sets of rules, do you think we can understand each other?
Yes.
No, right? It'll be difficult. Like, so some of it we can understand, many of the stuff we will not understand, right?
Yes.
So that's
Yes,
why grammar is like a rule set. Okay. Thank you so much, Nisha, for doing this. Like very, very proud of you for your time.
Thank you.
Anyone wants to explain pronunciation?
Correct way of speaking a word,
Who's this?
which I'm not
Kunal?
good at.
Okay. What does that mean exactly?
To speak a word the way it should be, the way it should spoken, like something like that.
Yeah, so English basically has a sound system which is agreed upon internationally. It's called International Phonetic, whatever. And this is so basically a language is very abstract. It's just like a bunch of sounds that we're putting together, and we put together similar sounds in the same way. Okay, and then that forms words, and more or less when we are saying that word, it's going to sound similar, not same, similar. And that's where the accents and all that come into play. So maintaining that standard that I am going to speak these bunch of sounds and it is going to sound exactly like this, that creates a word, is like the skill of pronunciation. So, for example, if you don't say pressure and you say pressure, maybe somebody will not be able to understand what you mean. Okay. Or the words could mean something completely different, or they could become incomprehensible if you're not using the same sound, same sounds together in a specific way. Like, for example, in British English, there's a rule that we will not pronounce the R sounds for many words, and that's okay. But in American English, we do, right?
Mhm.
Right. Next one, Kunal.
Ma'am,
Yes, who's this?
yeah, actually, Devabrata here. Actually, I want to say something. So, whenever I speak to the opposite, the interview also asks to me. On that time, I just getting this nervous. I think I just fear I just lost lot of words. So, why I don't know. Whenever I speak for me, then after that there is no problem. But whenever the interviewer also asks me, then on that time I just facing there is nervous. The shyness automatically comes. I don't know what is the problem.
We'll take this up in Q&A section. Dipanjan, can you make a note of this and could you bring this up later? We dedicate like about 20 minutes
Yeah,
later
sure.
in the session to,
Sure. There's a
discussing.
Q&A section. You can add it there. We can pick it up in some time later.
I'd like to respond to
Okay.
you properly.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
like taking the session, so
Okay.
all
Ma'am,
right.
Okay.
People have forgotten to raise hands or what?
ma'am,
Yes,
this
tell
is
me. Yes, Neha.
ma'am. Why, ma'am, most of the students are sticking in the interview sessions, ma'am?
Sorry.
Why most of the students are sticking in interviews, ma'am?
Speaking in interviews meaning? I don't understand.
When we attend the interviews, we lose our self-confidence by speaking in English, ma'am.
Right, yeah. Dipanjan, another question for
Yes, I'll take notes.
Q&A.
Yeah, we can circle back to this once. Uh,
Very
we
important question, Sneha. We'd like to address this for the community.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dipanjan, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that we'll take note and we'll circle back to this later.
All right. Kunal, next skill. Is he around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is grammar.
Grammar
Grammar
we
is like
So grammar
the
we
rule.
finished, pronunciation we finished,
Oh.
listening.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Listening. I think there are two types of listening, according to me, which is active and passive listening. Active is like hearing someone properly and understanding what he or she is saying and trying to communicate with us, and then forming a sentence according to it. That is active. And passive is just like you're doing something and someone is talking in the background and you're just listening some thing and
All right.
something.
So just to understand it very simply, like we try to explain things in a very experiential way so that one can understand things away from the jargon. So basically, the sound, like if I'm saying the word sound, okay, that word sound has a meaning. Okay, so one is this whole activity of our ears being able to hear that sound. Okay,
Hmm.
and then it goes to our brain and we assign it meaning. Then we say, oh, sound means, things that I hear from my ear, and, we have a
Yeah.
comprehension that actually happens as a result of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, listening and comprehension, I just kind of separated out, but they're very closely interlinked because we can hear a word, like suppose if Deepajan suddenly starts talking in French, okay, I'm not going to understand that. Like I can hear him, I can even listen to it, but I'm not going to comprehend what he's saying because I don't know the language. I don't have a prior exposure to what those words or that sounds mean, right? Like what is he trying to mean? I don't have a familiarity or an exposure to that, right? So if these are
Yeah.
all the key skills, what is fluency for Kunal?
Fluency, smooth, like talking smoothly, the rate of speech.
Correct. So fluency requires all these skills. You need to have good vocabulary. You need to be able to put the words together in a meaningful way. Pronunciation needs to be correct. You can speak really well, but if you're not going to understand the question that a person is asking or what they're talking, then you will not be able to respond to them in a meaningful way, right? So if
Yeah.
somebody is asking which color is the sky and you say the ground is red, right? Doesn't make sense. Okay. So just sorry about this. Okay. Just give me one moment.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry about that. Like a lot of people are calling in and I get hassled if I don't answer right now. Yeah. All right. Okay. So these are all the skills of fluency is really being able to exercise all these skills on the go. So if somebody is talking to you, you're actually able to respond to it in a very spontaneous manner. Okay. And which means that you need a certain level of mastery in all these skills. Like you need to have immense amount of familiarity and you need to have practice, right? So we've spoken about this in previous sessions. Like if you're learning how to drive a car, you need to, reach a point where you can talk on the phone. You can look here and there. You can wave your hand in the air, and you're not going to cause an accident. But if you still don't have your license, which means you have not practiced really well, you could be like this. You have to turn left, you have to steer right, and then I need to put my brakes, properly and things like that. So English is something like that, right? The more familiarity you have, the more mastery you have in using it, the more comfortable you are going to be in being able to do it in situations where there is a demand of time. So it's literally like somebody speaks to you, you have to respond in like a split second. And if you don't, the person is like, are you okay? Like, did you get what I'm saying? Things like that. So fluency comes with having these skills, practicing them a lot and using them a lot. Is that clear to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's practice. Shall we, Dipanjan?
Yeah, sure.
Shall we throw the community into the sea, or should we take them gently? Which is your choice?
Yeah, I think we should do it here because to be honest, I've not tried breakout rooms. I'm not sure how well it will work,
Okay.
especially for the recording aspect also. So we can like try it out once, and then maybe we can experiment with that.
Okay, so let's ask the community what they want to do and
Yeah.
they want to decide that. So basically there are two, so usually this is the theory part of it, we're going to practice that with a real-time activity. I've planned for 2 activities, you guys can choose which one you want. So so if I'm going to get less than like 30 responses, which is like, okay, we have 30 people. So let's say about 60%, Dipanjan.
Yeah, sounds
60%
good.
of people, 60% need to respond for it to be meaningful.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, 40, so 30 people. Okay.
Yeah.
So if 30 of you, we don't get 30 responses from you, then we're going to just go the other route. Okay. So activity number 1, so we'll make the choice. But if 30 of you respond, then we go by what you want to do. Okay. So choice number 1 is we create breakout rooms and which will have 4 people in each. So the budget that will need about 10 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 or 10 of them. And then extra people, we can just make it 5 each. You can start filling out 5 each as well. So what happens in that is everybody spend like 1 minute talking about yourself, and someone else has to introduce you when you come back to the main room. Okay, so you will get 5 minutes, 6 minutes in the breakout room, 5 minutes, 4 minutes to each person to talk about yourselves, and then another minute to basically decide who's going to talk about whom. Okay, so that's activity number 1. We could do that, or activity number 2, we like you will have to introduce yourself here, but with that you're going to get prompts on the screen and you will have to act according to that prompt. Okay, so there'll be a funny way that you have to introduce yourself, so, and the rest of the community will have to guess. So Dipanjan, I'm going to be sending you like the text, and then you will have to PM the person who's talking.
Sure.
So only they can see, and the rest of the community has to guess what situation they are in, and you'll have to have your video on. So that's another thing for the activity number 2. So you can choose whether you want activity number 1 or activity number 2. How many people are responding?
Yeah, you can respond on the chat with 1 or 2. Yeah.
Okay. So 30 people need to respond. Can you explain this in Hindi?
Okay.
Dipanjan?
या श्योर सो 2 एक्टिविटीज़ हैं यहाँ पे एक एक्टिविटी ये है कि हम छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड होंगे एंड हर ग्रुप में 4 लोग होंगे एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ये होगा कि उस ग्रुप में आप 5-6 मिनट स्पेंड करोगे जिसमें आपको एक दूसरे को अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करना है एंड हर कोई अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करेगा एंड फिर जब आप मेन रूम में वापस आएंगे तो वहाँ पे कोई और किसी और को इंट्रोड्यूस करेगा जैसे अगर मैंने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन किया है तो मेरे साथ ग्रुप में और कोई है तो वो मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन करेगा एंड वाइस वर्सा तो आपस में आप एक दूसरे का इंट्रोडक्शन वापस आके करेंगे एंड दूसरा जो एक्टिविटी है उसमें हम आपको आपको अपना इंट्रोडक्शन खुद ही देना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे एंड साथ ही साथ एक प्रॉम्प्ट भी मिलेगा जिस प्रॉम्प्ट की बेसिस पे आपको एक छोटा सा उसी हिसाब से आपको एक्टिंग करके एंड
No, that is another activity. Like
Yeah.
either you introduce another person
Yeah.
or you introduce yourself in a funny
yeah,
way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So and the second option that you have is कि आपको एक प्रॉम्प्ट मिलेगा एंड उस प्रॉम्प्ट की बेसिस पे आपको एक्ट करके वो सीन प्ले आउट करना है. Okay, I think most people wanted to go with 1.
But how many people responded though? We need 30.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, yes, Neha, please go ahead.
Can't able to understand, sir. What are those 2 activities?
Yeah, the first activity is essentially where you will be divided into smaller groups of 4 people each, and each person in the group will introduce themselves, and then you'll also decide that when you come back to the main group, like this call, which person will introduce the other person. Like essentially, if I talk about myself in the small group, then Trishna will come back here and let people know what I am, like introduce me, and I will introduce Trishna. So that is the first activity. Is that
Let's
clear?
give an example. Let's give an example. So for example, if I have to introduce, so Dipanjan and me will go to breakout room, he'll introduce himself Dipanjan knows a lot about me. I've chewed his brains and I've asked a lot about him.
Yes,
So I
sir.
know.
Then we'll go with first one, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so then if I'm to introduce Dipanjan, I'll say Dipanjan handles events and strategic, business development at Apna, and he's the person who hosts events and interacts with all the hosts quite a bit. Okay, that's his introduction. Okay, or I can introduce myself in a funny way. So it is like, hi, my name is Krishna, and I am a coach in English, and I work in Priti coaching. So basically, there's something happening in my environment. Like Dipanjan, can you guess what's going on?
Yeah, it's too hot outside.
Okay? So something like that. So you'll have to basically, that situation will be given to you, and while you're introducing yourself, you have to act it out, and the community will have to guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How many responses?
Yeah, we have around 15, 16. I think we can give it a shot.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll be creating breakout rooms, and you will be in a smaller group.
Yeah.
So I stop sharing the screen, Dipanjan,
Yeah,
or
sure.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as such. I'm creating 8 breakout rooms, so we'll have 4 to 5 people in each room.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you must have received an invite to join these rooms, so you can pick and accept the invitation. So you will be added to those rooms and communicate with each other. Sorry. So people who are still here, please try to join the designated rooms so that you can communicate with other people that are there in your room, and we can continue.
I think no point in us going into a room because we'll have to stop it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll have to, like, this place, essentially this place will remain without a co-host, so we can stay here.
Yeah, quickly, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you get like literally just take 30 seconds to introduce somebody you met today. Who would like to go first? Dipanjan, raise your hands, and Dipanjan, call out your name. Please introduce somebody that you met today.
Nice.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Hi everyone, I'm Gaurav. So I think I should introduce my teammates.
Yeah, introduce one person that you met today. Not everybody, just one person that you met from your
Yeah. So I'll just introduce about Kunal Singh. His name is Kunal Singh. He's from Delhi. His family consists of 3 members, including him, and he's 22 years old. And about his job, he said something that time network was off. I think he's preparing for BPO job, and that's it.
All right, lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah. Next, let's do this quickly.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead. Dipanjan, can you moderate this, please?
yeah.
This is Syed.
Syed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
I want to introduce my teammate named Deba Greta Bose.
Okay.
Okay, he is from Calcutta. Actually, he is working, not a working professional. He is in interview process, and then he's like to what I say. He's like basically he's like gardening and doing well, very well. That I know still.
Thank you so much. Next.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Abdul, please go ahead.
Myself Abdul here. I came to speak about Mr. Gaurav, one of my teammates. So he is doing a teaching profession from the year 2016. Okay, let me tell his full name. Just a minute. Gaurav Kumar Chandrabanshi. Okay, so he started his career as in a teaching field from 2016, and he got an opportunity through Apna as an NGO person to train the final year batch students with days like 30 days 30 days training for them. So he is doing well with his profession. And one thing I need to highlight here is he mentioned that he is from a village area. It is not that much easy to do a profession in teaching, that too in English session. But through this APNA and this NGO opportunities, he got improved well. As this was a thing he said. So that's why I spoke about him. Thank you. And Gaurav, you're doing good. Please continue the same. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, they were brother, right?
Yes, Devabrata
Yeah,
here.
please go ahead.
Actually, I talked to the Syed, and basically, I know that he just completed the graduation last year, and he's very nice guy. And there is right now he said his hobby is listening of music. That's it.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyone else who wants to go next?
Hello, I
Yeah,
am Nisha Sharma.
yeah, Nisha, please go ahead.
My name is Nisha Sharma. I am 25 years old. I have to pass BCom honors from Calcutta University. I
Nisha,
have
you have to introduce someone else, like someone else that you spoke to in the session, in the room.
okay.
Yeah. Anyone else? Like Nisha, you can talk about anyone else who was there in the room with you. Was there anyone else in the room that you spoke to in the breakout room?
Okay, sir.
No,
I
no,
am
no, I'm asking, like, was there anyone else in the room or were you alone in that room?
Sneha.
Yeah, okay. So you can like introduce Sneha.
Sneha completed master degree.
Yeah.
I have to talk about Sneha.
Correct. Yeah, Nisha, go ahead. Talk about Sneha.
Yes. So Sneha talking about himself, about herself, that he's completed master degree, and he had nuclear family, and that's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
uh,
Sonu, right? Yeah, Sonu, go ahead.
My problem is when I'm talking English, right? I'm going very fast and slow. I can't recognize the words what I have to say. I'm going too fast.
Okay. Sonu, do you want to like introduce someone, or do you have a question? If you have a question, we can come back to the question later. But if you want to introduce, you can take a try.
Ma'am, could I, ma'am?
Introduced.
Okay. Sneha, yeah, you can go ahead. Sonu, we'll come to your question in some time, and then Sneha, in the meantime, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I would like to introduce my teammate Nisha Sharma. She has completed BCom honors in Calcutta University. She loves to cooking, but her dream is to be a teacher. So now she's taking tuitions, etc. That's all. Thank you.
Anyone else who wants to go ahead? Yeah, Jasprit. Yeah.
So
Drish-
Jasprit apparently had network issues and she couldn't hear or speak. And Bhargav is very miffed because
Ma'am, your voice is echoing, ma'am.
all right. Okay.
Your voice is not like Hazar sir, ma'am. Hazar sir voice is very clear, ma'am.
Now
Yes, ma'am.
is this better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Dipanjan, what has happened is, if you can see the chat,
Yeah,
Jasprit
I saw.
didn't get an opportunity, and this is for the community as well. So let's do something. Jasprit is going to introduce herself to Bhargav, and Bhargav is going to introduce himself to Jasprit, and they will introduce each other on the forum, and we will close this activity with that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Bhargav and Jasprit, can you guys come online?
Jasprit, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself to Bhargav.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Just Bhargav, are you online?
So I have,
No, 1 second.
I
Bhargav,
have to.
please. Yes. Okay. So both of you introduce yourselves to each other, and then Bhargav will introduce Jasprit to the community, and Jasprit will introduce Bhargav to the community. All right. Let's go.
Oh, we will again go in a breakout room, or
No. You can do it here.
okay. So
Yeah.
I have to do it first.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So my name is Jasprit Kaur, and I am from Amritsar, Punjab, and I was born and brought up in Mumbai. I have been living in Amritsar, Punjab for last couple of years, approximately 7 years. And my father is a businessman and deals in dairy products. And earlier in Mumbai, he was in shooting line in film industry. After completing HSC, I again went to Mumbai for further studies. And currently, I'm doing BA from Mumbai University in distance mode of learning. But besides that, I'm doing online business and I belong to a nuclear family. My real brother is living in abroad for further studies, and my hobbies are dancing and listening to music, and I love working out in gym. That's all I want to say.
Go ahead,
Bhargav, you can.
Bhargav.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, Bhargav, you can go next.
I just picked. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah.
My name is P. Bhargav, and I am living in Vijayawada, and I completed my graduation in 2024 at BCA.
Okay.
That's it.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
That's it.
Okay.
You can introduce Jasprit to the community now, Bhargav.
Sorry, ma'am, I can't do it. Repeat once again.
please introduce Jasmeet
Jaspreet.
Jaspreet to the community, please. Jasmeet, no? Jaspreet, sorry.
Bhargav, did you understand? You have to like talk about Jaspreet, like whatever you heard about Jaspreet, just like introduce Jaspreet to the community, like here in the call.
I am having little tension while talking in the community.
Okay. Are you feeling nervous? If you're feeling nervous, that's completely fine. You can give it a try. Uh, we're all here to learn, not an issue.
Sir, I am feeling very nervous.
Okay. Jaspreet, would you like to try?
Sorry, sir, but I only heard that he has completed his graduation in BCA, nothing else.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't get where he lives, what place he mentioned. I didn't have heard that.
All right. So basically, just feel free to talk about yourself more so the other person can introduce you. But because we are, short of time, we're going to like stop here. But thank you so much for coming. And these are activities that are very time sensitive, so we need to be a little quick. And I think people also had an issue trying to figure out what was happening. It was all very sudden. But I'm sure as we keep doing this continuously, we'll get better at it as well together as a community.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So today's session, just let me do a conclusion kind of a thing, and then we can get into the Q&A session. So essentially, like you have gathered, so this was a little bit of an activity to show you, you did listening, you had a comprehension, like you understood about the person, and then because of that comprehension and understanding, you were able to, talk about that person, to the entire community. Okay. So this actually, the small activity encapsulates all the skills that we talked about and things like that. So when you're planning your activities, you can do, this is an example of when you just engage in English and then you just jump into it and do break through that particular sticky point, right? So with this, I'd like to conclude the session about various skills that you need to improve your communicative English. So spoken English has those four skills where you need to have fluency, vocabulary, etc. But listening and comprehension is very key if you want to be able to communicate meaningfully, right? Okay. So Dipanjan, on to you. Let's go to the question and answer.
Yeah, I think we can take Kunal's question first. So he said that Kunal, if you want to, you're on the call. So if you want, you can explain directly. Like you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was actually facing some issues with some certain words that I came across, like something like credit card. Like I cannot say K and R like tone words like fluently in a sentence. Like for example, if I'm saying like if I'm talking to someone very fluently, and then all of a sudden this word comes up, then I will just stutter a lot, and I stutter a lot in general as well. Not every time, but yeah, most of the time, at least 40% of the time when I'm speaking to someone over the call, basically, not in front of like face to face, but over the call.
So is it with unknown words or is it with known words?
Uh, right now, I only know about this one because this one, like yesterday also, like when I was asking about the credit card details, like for my dad. So yeah, it came up.
So Kunal, the thing is, it
Mhm.
really depends. Like we need to really identify why this issue exists, right? Like because if you feel that it's not, something that so basically fluency comes with a lot of practice. Okay, if there are
Yes.
new sounds that need to actually stay together and we try to say them and we're not used to saying them, we may get stuck. Okay, and they're very, very natural. Like we may stutter, we may hesitate, we may not speak, and different people have different response systems. If that is the case, I wouldn't be too worried about it. It's just like practice those words that you get stuck on, and see if you can say them. The second thing that can happen is if thinking too fast, and you're not able to catch up your speech at the speed at which you're thinking.
Yeah.
Right? Like then what you're trying to say is that before you're not done saying a particular word, and then you're already thinking of saying the next 10 words. Like, and then you trip over your words because there's only that fast we can go with our speech. So, I mean, maybe see if your speed is matching, and if that's something that you're finding as an issue, like you've already worked out what you want to say and you want to get there quickly, and then somehow your mouth is not, at the speed at which your brain has gone. Or the third, if these two are not working out, then we really need to see what we do.
Yeah, because when I talk so slowly, then it's fine. I can say all the words. But when I'm, like talking a little bit faster, then it creates a problem.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen to anyone, Kunal. These are like regular issues. Like if it's new words and we're not used to saying them, we don't have the fluency, right? Then, if you're going faster than what we used to, then we're going to trip. Yeah. So it's like riding a motorbike, right? You go on the fourth gear and still not used to the second one, what's going to happen. You're going to skid. Okay.
Okay, so I should just practice a lot daily.
Yeah, speak slowly. Like take your time to speak. Don't rush. Pay attention to how you're saying those words, and things like that. One, and then if there's a particular word that you're getting stuck on, then try to practice it a little bit more. Also, I have this question. Like I'm not sure whether these are known words that you're familiar with or these are unknown words. If these are unknown words, then yes, you can practice more. But if it's happening a lot with known words as well, and the speed thing is not working out for you very well, then you might want to, and also speed is like for unknown stuff, it will be slower, but for known stuff, you could go faster, so all these parameters, please check about them. And if it's making logical sense to you, then it's okay. But if it's not making logical sense to you, like, you tried it and then you've practiced and you've done all of that and you're still facing the same issues, then you might want to, investigate further as to where the issue lies.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much.
Trisha ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, we'll come back to your question in some time. We'll just finish the questions that we already had from earlier, and then we'll come back. I think another question that we had was regarding interviews. So this is a question from Debabrata and also Sneha. Was that when they come for interviews, that's where they get stuck and lose confidence.
Okay, can you guys come online? Like what happens to you guys when you finish interviews? Okay, so this is for everybody. We would definitely want to speak to you. Okay, we're taking one by one because we like to give that kind of attention to each person. Because English learning can be like a very personal experience. Please hang on. If you've shown interest, the department will get to you. We'll save 5 minutes extra for you. Don't worry. Yeah. So the folks who were asking the question.
Yeah, Sneha, Debabrata, if you are online, you can just explain what kind of issues you face.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually just whenever the interviewer also asks me any kind of like topics. So on the time, there's sometime after I'm just the issue like the nervousness, automatically nervousness comes up, and there is then after that they're saying the some kind of a grammatical mistakes and some kind of there is a nervousness, and then they say there is a communication problem. So why I don't know what is the problem. So can you just give me the explain the matter? But I am just watching the lots of the series, Netflix series, and some kind of there is news, online news every time. So seeing watching, and whenever I read any kind of news, English news, I just read it. but I don't know what is the problem. And whenever I just face the unknown person, then on the time this type of this palpitation, the fairness also comes up in my mind. If I will say the wrong, if I'm saying wrong, sorry, if I'm saying wrong, if there is any kind of mistake, I mistakenly just say that's it. Any wrong, what else explain the matter? This type of scenario.
Yeah, Devrata, like, so in school, like, what have you studied? What are you doing right now? What have you studied? And in school, which language did you learn?
Actually, my language, it is a Bengali medium.
Okay.
Okay. My study of the language is the Bengali medium. And then after that, whenever I joined the international the process was which I job this process comes up. Then after that, I watch there is a lots of web series, Netflix and Amazon Prime. That are the movies I just watch it, and then some kind of the Google News I read it, and sometimes I just listen to there's a debate competition. I just listen it in the news. There is the English news. That's it. But why I don't know what is the problem.
You can understand everything that you're listening to.
Sometimes of the whenever I listen it, then after that whenever they speak it, understand little bit of understand and little bit not understand. Some of the words are now over there is a head, up of the over there is a head. That's it. It is the main thing.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah,
So basically, okay. So what you could do. So one is please continue doing what you're doing. Don't stop that. Like if more exposure you have, eventually it's going to start making sense to you. But what you could do is one activity that you could try is go to YouTube and search for content which is for intermediate level 1 or intermediate level 2. Okay.
Okay.
And see if you can understand, like they have like a lot of stories and they have content also. See if you can understand those. Okay.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you, that's perhaps your understanding. Maybe I'm thinking intermediate level 2 content should be easy for you to understand. It won't be very challenging. Maybe advanced level 1 as well. Okay. So that's for comprehension and listening, so that you can nudge your comprehension level even higher, and then you can start understanding more content. And then second thing you could do is practice your English on beginner level 2 or intermediate level 1. Okay. So basically the content will not be challenging for you to understand. It will be very easy and simple and things like that. So what can happen is your pronunciation needs to improve, Devrata. That's like, a sticky point in your this thing. So English has a different pronunciation system altogether. It's called phonetics, and there are 44 sounds. And that sound system is completely different from written English. Okay. So how you need to learn English is that you need to learn spellings and alphabets and written English separately. And you need to learn, the sounds, like how it sounds and replicate it differently. And then you need to know this word sounds this way. Like there's no shortcut to this in English. We got to take the long route. Okay. So that is second. Third is how do you organize your memory? So whenever you're like, taking in English and you're using English, always associate language with visuals and also experiences. Okay. So for example, if you see a cup, like you see this is like a hand in English, and this is heart in like, what do you call this in Bengali?
Yeah, we call it heart only. Yeah.
Heart only. Okay.
Yes, heart. Yes.
Okay. So this is heart in Bengali. Okay. So you gotta organize your memory like that, because every time you say hand or heart, this image is going to pop up in your head, right? So you say this image in Bengali is heart. In English, it's whatever. So then what happens is when you're trying to recall, you want to speak English, then your brain is going to have that Bengali switch, and it's going to have like English switch and any other languages, are learning. And then you'll think that way. Don't learning translation method, like saying this is heart in Bengali and heart is, hand in English. Like that's really good at a beginner level, and you're not at a beginner level at all. Just to build confidence and get exposure, because we already know the world and get exposure enough to them, so we don't have to learn about the world all over again. So translation method works initially because kids will get our work done very quickly. But the moment you reach intermediate level 1, it becomes tough to grow from there, you know. So you will find like you get stuck.
Yes, yes.
And then when you get stuck, and what will happen when your English level also improves, that you start becoming aware of what you don't know. Like you become aware that I'm making this mistake, my pronunciation is not okay, my grammar doesn't sound correct, I'm not, using the right tenses. Like that's your growth in English.
Yes.
That means like you're beginning to understand that, your understanding level has gone higher, and therefore you're able to see where you're making mistakes. But what happens if you don't have the skills to know where to correct yourself? You're just gonna feel like that fear and that anxiety and things like that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, because your brain is like, I should be able to speak better. Like consciously, you're like, I'm able to speak better, but when it comes out from your mouth, it's like,
Yeah.
you're thinking like calculus 10 standard, and what's coming out with your mouth is 2
Yes.
plus 2, 4th standard
Yes.
math, and you're gonna be like, right? So then a lot of
Yes.
that anxiety and disappointment, and everybody has a different story, like feeds in our performance. So always keep your comprehension level is always going to be 2 or 3 levels higher than your speaking. Okay, so be okay with that, and please clean out your pronunciation first. Once you do that, like once you get this right, if you feel like, you can join an English class or spoken English class, so you get some technical inputs on how to, how you can think about grammar, how you can think about vocabulary and things like that. Like once you have, then you know a way to learn, right? But please be careful about what you pick. Like don't go to these classes which, overload you with grammar and academic English, where they teach you a lot of written stuff. Then you might just find it overwhelming instead of, you need to be in that nice spot where you're able to do it, but there are like small challenges that you overcome on a daily basis. Like that's going to be exciting to you, like you can watch an action movie, for example, and enjoy the movie. That's going to give you kick, like, okay, get English now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
rather than, watch one drama serial where there's like very complex English, and then you just feel like, okay, I don't get this. And when we don't get it, we kind of resist, right? So create like exciting moments with English, like entertainment, something that you enjoy and you like, and you can succeed with little challenges, so that you can, improve. If you need help, you can always get in touch with me on my page on Apna. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the last question we can
I
take.
think we had another person who was
Yeah,
Sneha.
Gaurav, I think Sneha had the same question regarding interviews.
No, what was the question, Sneha?
Sneha, do you have any specific question? Do you want to ask that? Okay. While we wait, we can like get
Yeah, go to the
Gaurav's
next
question.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaurav, you wanted to ask something. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for giving this chance. So actually, my question was same to Jasprit Kaur, as she asked, will we get another chance for such kind of activities? So definitely we'll get. It was answered. But the second thing I'm asking, sir, can we get maximum time, and what will be the timing of next meeting? Because the time you gave us, what is sufficient, but I need something more.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, we will get to that shortly. Like once I think we don't have any more questions. So Krishna, should we let them know about the consultation and the other things that we've introduced?
Yeah, Jasprit is the same question. She says, she's typed in, I have a question.
Yeah, Jasprit, do you have anything else that you want to ask?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I wanted to ask that being in a Punjabi family means I have no one to speak in English, and means no one speaks English language or any other language. So means I've always scored more 80% and above in school time in English, but I feel that I'm more good in writing and reading and even listening. But when it comes to speaking, I stuck a lot, and confidence is very low. Means how can I speak? Means the way I can speak Punjabi immediately if anyone asks any question or communicate with me. But in English, it's not the same case. Means So how can I gain more proficiency or fluency, we can say, in speaking English because no one is there to communicate in English?
Okay, I think explore like online mediums. You can even get access to native speakers. Because your English seems really good. So I think comprehension level is not a challenge for you. I've put in a link called meetup.com. Yeah, Discord also has options. So meetup.com really has these groups and they have like language exchange groups where they're practicing English, right? So you can, get in there and then meet a few people and you can go to the meetup that they're organizing or you can catch up with some people who are English speaking and you can catch up with them. I think there's another website called Buzu, BUSSU. They normally assess, but you can practice your speech there as well. In Meetup, this is free of charge. In Buzu, they're going to charge you, but they'll have more facilitated conversations, right? Like they give a topic and then you have to talk about that and things like that. Meetup will be like more social. You just jump into the sea and then you have to wade your way through. So if you're very extroverted, you can manage social situations and you're not shy, then you can try Meetup. But if you want a more structured approach and you're willing to pay, then maybe try Buzu.com.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. I think we've covered all the questions. So, Trishna, if you have anything else to add on, you can do
No,
that.
that's about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think we
I'll
can.
quickly come towards the conclusion. I also drop a few reminders to people who are still on the call. So in the chat, I've shared a couple of things. First, obviously, is a feedback form and a link to our website. So a lot of people had been asking if we do sessions like these. Again, we will definitely be doing these sessions. I've also shared a link to Trishna's community. I'll share that once again here. So this is within the Apna app itself. You can join this community. You will have access to all the previous sessions that we've done in the past. You can check those recordings out. And in addition to that, we've also introduced a new section there for consultation. So if you do want to understand and get on a one-on-one level, connect with Trishna, you can use that. So apart from consultations, we also have added new courses for you want to improve your public speaking. So do check that out. Do check Apna's community feedback link. 1 second. Yeah, I'll definitely share that. But yeah, please join Trishna's community on our platform, and you can directly stay in touch with us. All our sessions that are coming up will be added in that space. So you cannot miss out sessions that are coming in, and it's very easy to register. You just have to comment interested on any of these posts, and we'll send you an invite like we did today. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to add. Trishna, anything else you want to conclude with?
No, nothing much. Just thank you, Apna. Thank you, everybody. For
Thank you
giving me
so
this
much, everyone, guys.
opportunity.
Have a great weekend. Hopefully, looking forward to see you all again in the next session. Thank you.